Welcome back. In this lesson, I am finally going to show you how to use a different way of changing colour in Photoshop. So if you open the colour image, exactly the same image but in colour, it will probably or almost certainly default open it to a separate document. So I just want to show you at the start of this lesson how you move one image into another file the quick way. So you've opened up this image in Photoshop, and you're going to find it's going to, by default, call it the background, have a padlock on it, and it's going to be in a file all of its own. Now, if you know, you'll know it's in a file of its own because, number one, there's no other layers here. And number two, if you look up on our tab bar, you're going to see the image that we're looking at, which is this one, Colour Exercise Image JPEG, is here. And next to it, if I click, is the one we've been working on. We're going to come back to this one and move it to that one. First thing we need to do is unlock it by clicking the padlock and then select the move tool, which is this icon up here. And when you have selected that, you will see a little cross icon appears with your. So this is what we're going to do before I do it. I'm going to explain this. I am going to left mouse click on this image in the middle of the canvas. Holding down my left mouse button, I'm going to move my cursor up to the tab where I want to go and pause. And when I pause, it will eventually show me this image. When I see it, I'm going to move back down to the center of the screen and then let go. So let's show you how it's done. Left mouse click, drag, 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 drag up to the top, pause. There is the other image. I'm going to come back. I'm still holding my left mouse button into the middle of the screen and let go. And there you see, not only has our image appeared in the middle of the screen, but there it is on the layers panel as well. So to line it up, you can just wait for your colours to appear pink around the edges, and it's telling you it's in the centre, and you're docking it against the side. So just see those flicker and get it relatively straight. There you go. So, oh, it's not straight, still not straight. Move it across a bit. Okay, so there is our image on the top of the stack. Now I want to change the colour and play around with colour. The reason that I have bought the colour version in is because you can't change the colour of something where there is no colour. So this would not work on a black and white picture. Okay, let's grab a hue and saturation adjustment layer. Just as before with levels and curves, there's the adjustment itself, and next to it, its own layer mask. So I'll click on the adjustment, and then we get the properties box appear above, which I'm just going to drag out of the panel and pop over here so we can see the whole thing. Okay, so in the hue and saturation options, you have a few ways you can go. If you pull the hue slider up and down, you're going to be changing the hue of the entire image. Same with saturation and same with lightness and darkness. Okay, not particularly what we want. Just as before, you have a U-turn icon at the bottom, click the reset. So one way you can make more selective changes to the colour is to use this little icon here. One click, and if you move your cursor away, you'll now see you've got a colour picker. I'm going to click on the skirt, and it says that's a cyan. You could have used the menu if you knew what it was. I probably would have said it was a green. I'm not that great with colours sometimes. I think my vision must be a bit strange. So we now have the cyans selected. So just one word of caution. If you have more than one part of the image that's got cyan, it's obviously going to change it all rather than just one part. So I'm going to show you how I would get around that and use this when I only want to change one part of the image, but it grabs more. So let's not use the skirt. Let's grab the colour on this ornament at the back. So I'm going to say, I'm going to grab that, and it's saying that's yellows. So let's pull the saturation up and let's change something with it with this hue slider. Let's make it kind of a strange pinky colour. Now it's changed a lot of this in the background because this all had yellows in it as well. Supposing I only want to change, let's say this colour at the top here. So I'm not entirely sure what that was to start with. So it was kind of it was a yellowy colour. So we've grabbed this and we've grabbed our colour picker. we've selected the colour, and because so much of the image has that yellowy tone, it's changed everything to pink. And I want the pink here, but I don't want it anywhere else. So here's a little trick, a new trick for layer masks. So I was on my adjustment here. I'm now back in the layers panel. I'm going to come onto the mask, grab my brush, beef the brush tool or click the button, and I am going to then invert the mask. I could grab a black brush and paint out everything I don't want, but that's going to take ages. So instead, I'm going to sit on my layer mask and I am going to say Command or Control I to invert. So what I've now done, if you look on the layers panel, is the mask is now completely black. The whole of the adjustment that we've just made, this hue adjustment next to it, is hidden under the invisibility cloak. And I want to see the colour change only up here at the top. So what I'm now going to do is beef the brush tool, white. I have pulled down my opacity and my flow to about the 50% and 40% because I don't want a really strong effect. Let's show you what happens. They're at 100% and I paint, that is a very strong effect. Command or Control Z to step back. Let's pull the flow down and pull the opacity down and try again. Beef the brush tool. I'm painting white because we have a black mask on and black hides, so it's hiding the hue adjustment at the moment, and I want to reveal just this bit at the top. With opacity down and flow down, let's create a softer change by just a few clicks, and we now have purple on the image. It looked like it had changed everything, but by inverting the mask, we have the power to just paint back where we want the colour change and ignore the rest. Okay, so that is another way to change colour in Photoshop. What I'm now going to do is delete this. I would like you for your homework to come in, open up this colour image. It will open in another document and practice using the move tool to drag it to this image where we have our layer stack, so it's on top. And then apply your hue and saturation adjustment, invert your mask and paint back the colour where you want it and leave the rest. Okay, I will see you in the next lesson when we'll be moving on with a bit more colour change in Photoshop. I'll see you there. Bye for now.